Data is king. When you fill out your bracket in 2025, you're going to use analytics. And this analytics is going to be based on points or points per possession. But can we look beyond these type of efficiency numbers to get an extra edge? How can we do even better? There is one possible route, and it has a potential impact on Tennessee and Houston. It goes back to the work of Ken Pomeroy. Back in the Stone Ages of analytics, he wanted to understand which college basketball statistics were predictive. What metrics can we trust to project the NCAA tournament? To answer this question, Ken restricted his data set to conference games and broke it up to an early and late period. The correlation of a metric between these two time periods gives a sense of predictability. I imagine Ken wrote his code and checked metrics one by one. For example, free throw percentage. It's predictive on offense, but not on defense. That makes sense. 2-point field goal percentage. Predictive on both offense and defense. Check. 3-point field goal percentage. Not predictive at all. Essentially zero correlation on both offense and defense. Oh dear, wrote Ken. Oh is more like it. In this episode, I'm not even going to broach the topic of randomness on 3-point offense. That probably deserves its own episode. But I am going to ask the question of how defense cannot have an impact on 3-point shooters. But from his results, it's safe to say that randomness plays a big role in 3-point defense. As an example, let's look at Tennessee. They have allowed 27.7% field goal percentage from threes this year. That is second best in the nation. This is all reflected in their points and points per possession metrics. Ken's work suggests you're going to get a lot of regression for Tennessee's defense. You're going to get regression to the mean. The question, though, is what mean? Ken's analysis looked at all college basketball teams and suggests that Tennessee is going to regress to the college basketball average of about 34% over the past 5 years. That's some pretty big-time regression. A few years ago on the podcast, I had Jordan Sperber on. He's a college basketball analytics expert. He is now the senior director of basketball strategy at Mississippi State. Jordan said that maybe a team like Tennessee doesn't regress to college basketball average. They probably regress to their program average. I think Jordan's right. So this year, I went back and I calculated 3-point defense over the past 5 seasons. This should be a really good estimate for Tennessee. Rick Barnes has been the coach over all of these last 5 seasons. And Tennessee has allowed 29.7% from 3 over the past 5 years. That is the second best in the nation behind another team I'm going to talk about later. This season, Tennessee has been better than their 5-year average. Remember, they have allowed 27.7% from 3. Tennessee's defense is going to regress, but only a little bit to their program average. We want to make an adjustment to Tennessee's efficiency numbers, but it's going to be small. When I looked at those 5-year averages, the team that comes out first is Houston. Over the past 5 seasons, they have allowed 29.6% from 3. So this season, they're really having a terrible year. They're giving up 31.5% from 3. And you see some of these defensive lapses in a couple of games that I've watched, in particular Arizona State and Texas Tech. Not really something that you see from a Calvin Sampson defense. It is not too surprising that Houston is doing slightly worse than their program average. Even with these numbers over 5 seasons, I still expect a little bit of regression. The numbers for Houston are probably spot on for predicting the future. Thank you for listening to this episode of Bracket Wisdom on the Football Analytics Show podcast. My name is Ed Fang, your host. My March Madness cheat sheet makes it drop dead easy for you to fill out your bracket. These are predictions based on analytics that have predicted the game winner in 70.4% of tournament games since 2002, the same rate as the closing market. To get this free cheat sheet, sign up for my email newsletter at thepowerrank.com. That is my site for better March Madness predictions through analytics and strategy. Once again, that's thepowerrank.com. Members of the Power Rank get access to my full bracket advice for how to win your pool. This includes the Power Rank's very best analytics, strategy, and insights into basketball. Members also get access to my member predictions for each game and college basketball player props during the tournament. To learn more, go to thepowerrank.net. That is a URL that will take you to a page on my site where you can learn more about becoming a member of the Power Rank. Once again, that's thepowerrank.net.